That's for you.
So this is actually, I mean,
Just to make the teams clear.
no pictures, no?
Good evening. I'd like to welcome you all to the Kent City Council meeting today. I will ask everybody to stand for the flag, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Kim, could you do roll call, please?
Thank you, Council President Boyce. Mayor Ralph. I'm here, thank you. Council President Boyce.
Here.
Councilmember Fincher.
Here.
Councilmember Kaur.
Here.
Councilmember Larmer.
Here.
Councilmember Michaud. Here. Councilmember Thomas. Councilmember Troutner.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kim. We'll move on to the next item. Any changes to our agenda for today? Derek?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to recommend council add an item 8I, an excused absence for Councilmember Thomas.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. We'll move on to the next item in the agenda today. Thank you. Madam Mayor, I'm trying to fill your shoes here. So we need a motion to approve the changes to the agenda.
Council President, I move to approve the agenda with those changes.
Second.
Got a motion in 2 seconds. In the discussion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Let the record show unanimous pass. Thank you. Now we will move on to our next agenda item, which is public communication and public recognition. First, what we're going to talk about is recognition of Adoptee Street Spot Program volunteer. And we have Tony Donati, who's going to be giving us your presentation. Tony, are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Council President and council members. My name is Tony Donati. I'm the Conservation Coordinator here in the Public Works Department. It's a pleasure to speak with you this evening in reviewing our 2021 Adopt a Street, Adopt a Spot program and recognizing all those who have participated. So we get the slideshow up, that would be fantastic.
Come on, guys. There we go.
So, typically, I like to invite all of our adopters to join us in person, but due to the amount of people who like to show up and the proximity indoors, I've invited everyone to join us virtually tonight. So thanks everyone for coming. Next slide. This evening, I'd like to honor some true hometown heroes, our Adopt a Street and Adopt a Spot volunteers. Slide. These dedicated people have so much pride in where they live and work that they donate their spare time and energy to pick up other people's garbage and litter. Next slide. They pick up this litter and garbage to ensure that our community is clean. And for that, we cannot thank them enough. Next slide. These civic-minded adopters range from individuals, couples, families, churches, next slide, neighborhood groups, businesses, and organizations. Next slide, please. Week in and week out, they continue to make a difference in our community. Next slide. The Adopt a Street program started in the city of Kent in 2012. Next slide. The Adopt a Spot program started here in June of 2018. And the program continues to grow in record-breaking numbers. Next slide. Not only are these adopters reducing litter in our community, but they're protecting our wildlife, our water quality, next slide, and are exceptional role models to our children, families, and other community members on how to take pride in where they live and work. Next slide. All these volunteers are true hometown heroes. Next slide. As I mentioned earlier, unfortunately, not all the groups could make it in person tonight, me included. Next slide. However, I would like to personally thank Mayor Ralph and council members Fincher, Core, and Larimer, and all others who have participated and are currently participating in Adopt a Street programs as well. Next slide. And one more slide. Perfect. 2021 is truly a record-breaking year.
Wow.
We had 1,062 adopters combined to collect 998 bags of trash, totaling 1,762 volunteer hours. These folks deserve a huge round of applause, please. I mean, virtual or in person. And many of them are watching here right now, so this is really cool. Next slide. As you can see from this map, we have from north to south, east to west, we have the city covered, and we're always looking for more help. The city supplies litter grabbers, safety vests, garbage bags to get you started, and will even erect a sign with a name of your choosing in your adopted area. Next slide. So I just highly encourage anyone who's interested in joining this elite group to please contact me directly or visit our website, and together we can clean Kent one bag at a time. And with that, I'll take any questions, and thank you so much.
Any question, council member? Hey, Tony, outstanding job on the behalf of the mayor and the rest of the council. We really appreciate everything that you do. This program continue to grow. This is all about us, citizens of Kent, right? Keeping our city clean. And I noticed that Tony did mention a few names. I heard a few council member names not called, which is mine. So I accept the challenge to be part of Adopt a Spot. And I think one of my other council members, not going to call their names, but we want to be able to also be part of this year. Wonderful program that you guys have put in place. So phenomenal job. Kudos to everybody and citizens who are already part of this here, and those who want to be part. That's the number to be able to call and what we can do to keep our city clean. So thank you, Tony, and hopefully next year, you will be calling my name as well too. Okay, thank you. Okay, all righty. With that said, this year our program has gone on for quite some time. I'm so excited. Each year it continues to grow bigger and bigger, and this year it's called a Torklift Central Annual Turkey Challenge. Torklift is right here about Central. They do a phenomenal job every year. I know the mayor is chomping because she just one of her special programs, and she's not here tonight to talk about it, but she's there. And you do have a right to say something if you choose to. But before we get started, we're going to bring Jasmine and Kayla and the whole team up here, and they're going to do some recognition. So, Jasmine, I'm going to turn it over to you, please.
Okay. Hi, guys. My name is Jasmine. I'm with Kayla and Kiana and Elise. So we'll be presenting awards for the 11th Annual Turkey Challenge, which is a program that we do every year. We come together as a community to collect monetary donations and food donations to help local families for Thanksgiving. So in the past 11 years, we've raised over $183,000 and 75,000 pounds worth of food. That's all went towards feeding hundreds of families for Thanksgiving. So for this past year, we had plenty of participants, but we wanted to recognize top donors. So we have top donors for both monetary and food donations. If you are here to accept the award, please come up and do so as I call your name. So we're going to start with top monetary donors. I have City of Kent with $400.
Wow. Hey, come on. Council member, we all take a picture. Let's get ahead. Come on. Let's go over here.
Oh, let's go over here.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Okay, and then next we have Meadow Sweet Farms with $450. We then have Chateau at Valley Center with $530. And then Eberly Vivian with $3,116.
Wow.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, of course. You can have the box, of course. Okay, and then for top food donors, we have Edward Jones, Office of Kevin Haslinger, with 354 cans. Then Kent CrossFit with 541 cans.
Thank you so much.
Oh, where are we going? This way? This way. Cute. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, let me grab that. Oh, okay. Goodbye. Okay, and then we have Gunnison Boats with 1,011 cans. And then Grass Lake Elementary with 1,396 cans.
Good job. Thanks, Irene.
Thank you. Okay, and that's all. Thank you guys so much for your participation this past year. We're really excited for next year. Thank you.
Madam Mayor, I'm going to give you opportunity to make some comments if you like, please.
Thank you, Council President. I want to say thank you to Torklift for putting this event on every single year, the support for the Kent Food Bank, and most importantly, our businesses, our community members, our students, coming together both with the financial support and the donation of food. It makes such a huge difference in our community, and just one of the reasons why I think that Kent is such a fabulous place. So thank you so much to everyone from Torklift and everyone in the community that participated. Council President's right. This is something I look forward to every year, and wish I could be there in person to give everybody a high five. So thank you so much for taking care of our community.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thanks again for everything you guys do. Thank you so much. We'll move on to our next item, which is community event. And I normally share what we got going on in the city of Kent. So upcoming event coming at the Sca Showwear Center. We had the Seattle Thunderbirds. They playing the Spokane Chief. That's the 21st through the 25th. We got the Harlem Gold Trotter coming on the January 27th. I will be there with my 2 grandkids, so looking forward to that. We got the Seattle Thunderbird again playing the Portland Winter Hawk on January 29th. We got Dream Theater February 8th. We got the Tacoma Stars and the San Diego Sockers February 11th and 12th. And we got Toby Matt Hits Deep Tour. Then that's on February 25th. And last but not least, we have the Awaken Music Festival. That's on May 21st. And if you want to search for other activity coming at the Showwear Center, you can go to www.accessoshowwearcenter.com. So, lots of things going on, and if you haven't had a chance to attend event at the Showwear Center, try to put that on your agenda. Councilmember Fincher, anything you'd like to share?
Yes, the Spotlight Series has 2 programs coming up this month. So one is International Guitar Night, and we also have, for those who love mariachi, we have a mariachi band who's going to be playing. So you can go to the Spotlight Series website and buy your tickets for that. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate that. We'll move on to our next item. This is the Public Safety Report, and we're going to ask Chief Padilla to come and give his Public Safety Report. Chief?
All right, thank you. Good evening. Madam Mayor, good to see you online, members of the City Council and online in presence. My pleasure to bring tonight's report. Tonight's report is chock full of honors and recognition, so there's a lot to get through, there's a lot to recognize, so I'll jump right in it. We're going to start with a couple notice to the community about a couple promotions we made a couple weeks ago. We promoted Sergeant Matt Stansfield to the rank of commander, and Detective Landon Meyer was promoted to the rank of sergeant. A little bit about Matt. He's been with the department for 13 years. He served with the Army prior to that. His assignments have included field training officer, emergency vehicle operations course instructor, patrol sergeant, field training officer sergeant, and administrative sergeant. If you look back a few years ago, one of the things we're very proud of is we were one of the first in South King County to bring body-worn cameras to our department. We've had them now for coming up on 3 years. Matt Stansfield was an integral part of the project team that brought those here. Most recently, his work is headlong into, I assigned him to lead our transformation project for the department. We were looking at everything in the operation top to bottom, and he's leading that effort. So Matt is an engaged leader dedicated to elevating our department and trying to serve our community better. So congratulations to him. And then Sergeant Landon Meyer has been promoted. He is the current detective sergeant, one of 3 over there now, one of 4, I should say. He served with the department for 11 years. His assignments include patrol officer, detective, Valley Independent Investigations team member, peer support member, fitness instructor, and most recently, prior to being promoted, Landon was one of the main investigators for some of our big cases, including our homicides and shootings. He is one of those that works tirelessly once he gets the call in the middle of the night and pursues every lead, every video, every shred of evidence until we can solve the case. So he's enjoyed huge success in this and bringing some justice and peace to the families of the victims. So congratulations to him as well. Mayor Ralph did the honors, swearing in a couple weeks ago, like I said, and we just wanted to bring it to the community's attention so they could be recognized for their accomplishment. Thank you. I think we're 2 slides ahead. All right. Next up, I think I've said this a lot. We are hiring. We have a lot of positions to fill, particularly in our officer ranks. And tonight we get to swear in 4 of our newest and finest. So I'd like to call up Officer DeMarinis, Officer Lamont, Officer Sutherland, and Officer Jones. Come up front, please. I'm going to read a little bit about them, give you a short bio, and then President Boyce, I'll have you do the swearing in for us. All right, starting as you see them on your screen there, viewers from your left to right, council's right to left, I'll introduce them. First up is Officer Ali DeMarinis. She's an entry-level officer, meaning she's brand new to the field. She's originally from Montana. She studied and earned her Bachelor's of Arts in Criminal Justice and Criminology with a minor in Psychology. Before Kent PD, while attending college, she had a chance to intern with the Wazoo Police Department, giving her additional law enforcement training prior to working for Kent. She said, we asked her why Kent. She said that Kent Police Department stood out as an agency that prioritizes the community by emphasizing training. The officers can widen their skill sets and effectively do their jobs to the best of their abilities. She said she picked Kent because she felt that this agency embodied both compassion and diligence to make a positive impact. Away from work, Ali enjoys the outdoors, hiking, fishing, and snowshoeing. Officer Ali DeMarinis, everybody. Next up, we have Officer Joshua Lamont. He is an in-state lateral, so that means he's worked currently and was certified when he came over to our department, which helps in a lot of ways, but especially getting on the road quicker. He is from Tampa, Florida, and did some worked in Las Vegas with Las Vegas Metro PD for almost 10 years. His education is a bachelor's in biology with a concentration in sports medicine. Prior to us, he was with Metro, like I said, and also King County Sheriff's Office here in the state. He chose Kent because he's gotten to know several people that work for us over the years, and they all have nothing but great remarks for the city and the agency. He said the solid reputation made Kent an easy decision for him. He looks forward to working in a place where he's welcome and supported. Something interesting about him, and I laugh when I read this, this is kind of cool. It says here, as a kid in Tampa, Josh danced in a Super Bowl halftime show with New Kids on the Block, which makes him kind of close to my age, and now they're just old kids on the block. But yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, Officer Loeb. Next up, we have Officer Brian Sutherland. He is an entry-level officer, so brand new to the field. He grew up in Orting, Washington, graduated from Pacific Lutheran University. He chose camp because of the atmosphere, proactively fighting crime with compassion, as well as the transparency he was giving during his hiring process. He wanted to add that he is happily married for 12 years to his beautiful wife, Kim, who I believe is here today, and they have an 11-year-old son, Parker, and a 9-year-old daughter, Kaylee. Why Kent? He said he chose Kent because of the atmosphere, like I said, and transparency. Something interesting about him is that Brian is very passionate about the outdoors, whether it's bow hunting or dirt bike riding or working on the family farm. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Officer, I'm going to put that wrong, Brian Sutherland. Last but certainly not least, we have Officer David Jones. He is also an in-state lateral. He is from Satsop, Washington. His education is a BA with a major in psychology and a minor in law, society, and justice. What he did before us is he was a Seattle Police Department officer, and he chose Kent because of our mission statement to aggressively pursue crime was having a big draw for him, as well as recommendations from individuals inside and outside the department. So you're hearing a theme. Our people talk highly of our department, and they're some of our best recruiters to come here. It also seemed that there was more support from the public and elected officials, which is important. We're hearing that a lot these days, than his prior department. Something interesting about him, he officiated a wedding at the age of 21 years old. That must have been very interesting. Okay. Well, welcome, Officer David Jones. Council President Boyce will do the honors here.
Good evening. Okay, I want you to repeat after me. Raise your right hand, please. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the United States of America, the state of Washington, and the city of Kent. That I will uphold the Constitution and the law of the United States and the state of Washington, and that I will obey the rules and regulations of the Kent Police Department. Congratulations. I was going to have a moment, have them introduce. You have someone here, I'm sure. You'd like to introduce? Please.
I have my friend Maria with me. Right over there. Maria Campos.
Thank you. Okay.
I have my family with me. We'll start from my right. Giovanni, my youngest over there. Raise your hand, Giovanni. Yep. My daughter Liliana. My wife Tara. My other son Jacoby. He's kind of hiding. My friend Jason. His wife Alicia back there.
My wife Kim with me tonight. And I have my girlfriend Holly here.
Madam Mayor, this is your staff. Anything you'd like to say before they sign on?
Thank you, Council President. I want to say welcome to the family. Thank you for choosing Kent. We are excited to have you, and I can't wait to meet you all in person, and really look forward to the commitment it sounds like you already have to our residents here in the city of Kent. It is a special place, and that was highlighted in a lot of what you all said about your reasons for coming. So welcome, and look forward to working with you.
So let's make this official. Sign on the dotted line here. Here we go. You want a picture now or later?
Sure. So are you going to be with us there, Council President, if you'd like to? Get a quick picture. Thank you, sir.
Tell them to shake it.
Yeah, I will.
Welcome aboard. Nice to have you. Welcome aboard. Are you the PLU?
PLU.
Luke's. That's my kids at school there.
Graduated 2002.
And my wife is from Montana. Missoula. Yeah. Congratulations. Thank you. Welcome aboard.
Welcome.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Next up, we have swearing ins of two of our newest corrections officers. If I could have Officer Grazia Huntley and Autumn Hirschfeld come forward, please. And next slide, please, Kim. All right. Facing the audience, on the left there we have Officer Autumn Hirschfeld. I'll read about her real quick. She is an in-state lateral, which means she comes to us from another in-state corrections department. So she was born and raised in Washington State. She attended the University of Washington and attained a bachelor's degree in social welfare. Prior to us, she served 8 years as a correction officer with King County Adult Detention. When we asked her why Kent, she said, "I chose Kent because I wanted to be in a smaller jail with a more community setting. Kent has been very welcoming and has made me feel comfortable with my move to their jail already. I'm excited to be on this journey." Ladies and gentlemen, Corrections Officer Autumn Hirschfeld. Next up, we have Corrections Officer Grazia Huntley. She's also a lateral. She grew up all around Washington, it says here, from Kent to San Juan Island, and she currently lives in Bonnie Lake. Prior to working with us, she worked at the South County Correctional Facility, also known as SCOR, for 5 years. When we asked her why Kent, she said, "Everyone I talked to who works for the city of Kent always had great things to say about the department, jail, and overall just working for Kent. I started researching and found that there was a lot more that Kent has to offer than where I was working prior." Outside of work, Grazia goes by Grace. Grazia is her great-grandmother's name, which was given to her. She is the youngest of 5 girls and has been married to her wonderful husband, Eric, for 3.5 years. Ladies and gentlemen, Corrections Officer Grazia Huntley.
Welcome. Okay, raise your right hand, please. Repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the United States of America, the state of Washington, and the city of Kent. That I will uphold the Constitution and the laws of the United States and the state of Washington. And I will obey the rules and regulations of the Kent Police Department. Welcome. Okay. You have anyone here with you tonight? Oh, that's okay. They'll catch it on TV. Right. How about you? Madam Mayor, any comments you'd like to make, please?
Thank you. Ladies, I just want to say thank you again for choosing Kent. Love the theme of community and being a part of an organization that really does strive to do the right thing every day. You all are going to be a great addition to our team down there at the jail and cannot wait to meet you in person as well.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Hey, let's go ahead and sign and make it official here. You passed the first test. Bring up the picture here real quick, okay? Thank you. Thank you. Sorry.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
A little more. Okay. Next up, I have a couple of awards I'd like to present tonight. I want to start by calling up Sergeant Joshua Bava up front here. Josh is going to be awarded the Chief's Award of Professional Excellence. This award is not given out very often. In fact, I think it's less than 3 times I've given it out since I've been chief. This award is given to those who accomplish extraordinary things through innovative programs, going above and beyond in their effort through or accomplishing results that are really unprecedented, like moving us to a place where we haven't been before. It's a really big deal to get this. So for many years, as you know, we've had illegal street racing that's plagued our city and the region. It creates substantial risk to the public safety by bringing reckless drivers, fatal collisions, shootings, and homicides. Additionally, noise disturbance, trespassing, and property damage is left in the wake of these events that significantly undermine the quality of life for our community and our businesses' ability to operate. In recent years, these illegal race events have grown, and more recent tactics include completely blocking freeways and main thoroughfares throughout the region. If you remember the last couple, maybe 2 summers ago and last summer, we've had takeovers of freeways. I-5 shut down, 167, 405. Major disruptions and very dangerous. In 2021, Sergeant Josh Bava developed an investigative strategy by working to identify race organizers. This was the moving the needle part. At the same time, he worked in partnership with several law enforcement agencies in the region, including Washington State Patrol, to conduct racial emphasis throughout the season. Working in close concert with the city attorney's office, Sergeant Bava was able to forward a variety of criminal charges against individuals he had tied specific criminal acts to by using open source public social media accounts. The charges and citations came so often and were so prolific that the criminals receiving these tickets in the mail called them Bava mail every time they got a new ticket. He wrote numerous search warrants and social media accounts and at least 2 residential search warrants leading to recovery of stolen property. So far, over 300 criminal charges have been filed by numerous prosecutor offices around the South King County area through his efforts and leadership. The crimes range from reckless driving to aiding and abetting and vehicular homicide. So those are big crimes. He has become a regional expert on illegal street racing investigation and has been asked to assist agencies throughout the Puget Sound area in formulating racer emphasis. We've had to loan him out because he is the expert. He's gone down to Pierce County, Tacoma, and has helped with Washington State Patrol. So no, we don't want anybody to steal him, but we will lend him out to help them get their programs going. He is being commended for the investigative approach he implemented, the partnerships he developed, the leadership he has shown, and the results he produced, as he has had a significant impact on curbing the illegal street racing scene and violent crime scenes associated with it. Please join me in congratulating Sergeant Josh Bava on achieving the Chief's Award for Professional Excellence.
many other officers at both Kent PD and surrounding agencies throughout the Puget Sound region. So I would not be successful without their assistance.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Those kids are just killing me with their little cameras.
Next, I'd like to call upon retired, a familiar face, but you'll know, retired Commander Rob Scholl. Commander Scholl will be receiving the Chief's Award for Distinguished Service. If you want to get right up there. He thought he was done with this, and we brought him back for one more. Distinguished Service is given to an employee who, through their tireless efforts over a prolonged time, we're talking, when we give this award, we're measuring their time in decades, not months. This is a sustained effort of highest level of service, values, and character to our department. They are generally, like I said, over many years, and this is a very prestigious award to win. Commander Rob Scholl is being commended for 20 years of dutiful service as a member of the Kent Police Department Honor Guard. So this is our team that stands up. They do community events, they do other things to represent the department, but one of their biggest tasks or missions, if you will, is to be there in support of our fallen officers and their families when we lose someone in the line of duty. They go there, they do caretaking, they do traditional honors of Overwatch and memorial services. It is a big deal, and it takes a lot of dedication and time, much of which they give on their own without assistance from the police department. Rob was one of the founding members to our honor guard back in the day under Chief Crawford. He's one of the original 4. It was then Officer Scholl when that started. He took over, moved up from sergeant to commander, and was leading the team right before retiring. His leadership and commitment to the mission of honoring fallen law enforcement officers and their loved ones is exceptional. Commander Scholl's legacy of excellence will leave behind, sorry, I'm having a hard time tonight. Let me start that again. Commander Scholl's legacy of excellence will leave behind a strong team committed to the mission. His honor, courage, and commitment are keeping with the highest standards of the Kent Police Department and the professional law enforcement. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating retired Commander Rob Scholl. Chief's Award.
Truly not an honor I expected. It was truly my honor to serve this community, to serve those who lost their lives doing the job that I was, I guess, fortunate enough to make 31 years in doing it. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Chief, did you tell them we are hiring?
Yeah.
I asked Chief, did he tell you we are still hiring?
All right. And to bring us home, I wanted to make the community aware of this year's recipients of the year awards in the department. So every year, a selection committee made up of peer workers, co-workers, vote on who they think is most deserving of this award. And this year, Officer Chelsea Pribble, Corrections Officer Brandon Lee, and Civilian Support Service Staff Allison Miller were the recipients. Quick background on them. Here's what they wrote. Here's what the peers wrote in the write-ups, and I'll go through them here. For Chelsea Pribble, it says, it was rare to find an officer who can grow and mature into a police officer role as fast as Officer Pribble. She has a solid judgment, is well-liked by her peers, and puts her co-workers before herself. Officer Pribble is a field training officer, peer support officer, civil disturbance unit team member, drone pilot, and one of the department's on-call crime scene techs. Pretty busy, pretty active. On top of her normal duties, Officer Pribble completed approximately 50 hours of advanced crime scene training and has assisted in approximately 25 crime scene investigations. That is a big deal. What that means is that she volunteers to be on call to come in for our major crime scenes, even though it's not part of her full duty. She, along with Mayor Ralph, Assistant Chief Kasner, took the lead in organizing this year's Shop with the Cop event, which provided holiday gifts for 38 incredible kids. She is widely regarded in good regards by both supervisors and peers, and has a solid, reliable officer and a true asset to the department. Officer Pribble embodies the department's values of service, professionalism, and integrity, and we are fortunate to have her here at Kent PD. Officer Lee, his write-up says, Officer Lee is an integral part of the corrections team and has truly excelled in his administrative corrections officer. He consistently strives to take on new challenges and to incorporate new skills. Officer Lee is relied on to assist the day-to-day duties, administrative tasks, training, onboarding, or pulling extra shifts to help with staffing. He is regarded as highly competent and is tirelessly self-motivated. Additionally, Officer Lee was a critical member of the last AFSCME negotiations team, requiring him to conduct significant amounts of research which proved instrumental in improving benefits and working conditions for those in the corrections staff. Officer Lee embodied the department's values of service, professionalism, integrity, and we are fortunate to have him here at Kent PD. And last but certainly not least, support services, Allison Miller. It says here, Allison is a part-time employee who goes above and beyond her current role of traffic school administrator. She is also critical to the success of the training unit's mission, providing support to both training and all staff who attend. Allison regularly takes on extra duties such as compiling end-of-year reports, as well as doing significant heavy lifting for the PD to maintain accreditation. Allison assists in scheduling of training, not only for police, but for Puget Sound Fire. She is often the first point of contact between the PD and fire. She keeps the training unit running, not to mention all the snacks, coffee, and refreshments that she provides to officers and staff while they attend training all day. Allison embodies the department's values of service, professionalism, and integrity, and we are fortunate to have her here at KPD. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating our Of the Year recipients. All right, and Council President Boyce, that concludes my report, and I'll take any questions.
Thank you, Chief. Any question for the Chief? Okay, seeing none. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
All righty. We'll move on to item number 5, which is the reports from council and staff. And we'll start off with Madam Mayor with your report, please.
Thank you, Council President. I want to start with a thank you to you for running the meeting tonight. When I am out at elementary schools and kids ask me what it is to be a mayor, I tell them often that it's being the mom to 138,000 people. This week, I am being a mom to my son, and I am really grateful to have the opportunity to be here with him when he needed me. And so Zoom provides us with that chance. But thank you so much, Council President, for running the meeting this evening. I am very, very grateful. I have a couple of quick things. I want to start out with an update on Republic Services. Trash has been at the forefront of everyone's mind for the last couple of weeks. Combination of the winter weather and the inability for those garbage trucks to safely make it through neighborhoods, and then the honoring of the picket lines for the Teamsters local in San Diego that was gratefully secured a contract yesterday with Republic Services. I want to let everyone know that the city is currently in negotiations with Republic Services. There's a segment of our contract that allows for liquidated damages, and our request to Republic is that they, instead of compensating the city and us figuring all of that out, the way the contract is that we are asking them to credit customers' accounts for trash that was not picked up. We are all very aware of the, in some cases, so trash is just not a good thing, but I received an email from an elderly resident about how hard it is for her to get her cans up and down to the street. All of those things that have created problems throughout the last couple of weeks, working with Republic really to try and find some sort of mitigation or help for what everybody has been through. We are also asking that they set up another one of the drop-off events. We've had 2 of those events at Acesso Showware Center and would like to see at least another one of those. And then we are also working with them on customer service. One of the things that did not work well during this process was their notification to customers. So drop-off events that started at 7 a.m. with robocalls not going out until 8. Those kinds of things. So we really want to see Republic improve those customer service responses. I can tell you we do have a long-standing history of partnering with Republic Services, and I do believe that they will do the right thing by their customers, and we will continue to work through that process. I have 2 meetings to report on, regional meetings. The first one is Transportation Policy Board, which I chair. We approved the project selection framework for the upcoming federal grant process at the board. You've heard me report on this for over the last about 8 months, and the board did approve the work that came out of the task force. Also want to talk a little bit about the regional transportation plan update. So every 4 years, Puget Sound Regional Council updates that regional transportation plan, and those are projects that are coming along with financial strategies to pay for them. It is open for public comment right now, and if you go to the PSRC website, you can see the report as well as provide any comment that you have through the 28th of February. They're going to be hosting a couple of online open houses, as well as have some videos posted about what that regional transportation plan means to residents of the region. So again, you can psrc.org. You can take a look at that, and that comment period's open until the 28th. Finally, last week I had the opportunity to join our SCIP, South King County Housing and Homeless Partnership Advisory Board. So one of the things that the executive board did was set up an advisory group, and that's made up of people that are service providers in the area of affordable housing and homelessness, but also folks that have lived experience or are being impacted by lack of housing or housing insecurity here in South County. Have the opportunity to hear from each one of them, talk a little bit about why they're serving on this advisory board. Really excited about the work that they're going to be doing and the guidance that they'll be able to provide the SCIP executive board in the upcoming year. So with that, I will turn it back over to you, Council President.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And from there, we're going to go to Derek Matheson.
All right. Thank you, Mr. President. At the risk of being a broken record, just another reminder that our City Council retreat is coming up on Friday and Saturday, February 4th and 5th. We're still trying to pin down a location. COVID-19 and the Omicron variant and associated restrictions are making that a little bit more complicated, but I feel like we're getting close, and I'll be able to share that information with the City Council soon. The rest of my written report is in your packet this evening, and happy to note there is no executive session on the agenda. So, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Derek. Bill, I will start off. First, we had a Operation and Public Safety meeting today. One of the things we talked about was the Proclamation 20-2023, which was the water shut off. As you know, with the COVID, the proclamation put in place to suspend disconnection of water service, and that's pretty much what we did to have people not to be able to pay the bill as they try to get through the COVID. I would say that the moratorium is now over, so now it is time to probably start paying no bills. So I know the city have reached out to the people who owe the bills and possible late fee. They are trying to work with you to try to get those bills paid. If you have any question regarding this here, or if you have not heard about this here and you owe a late fee for your bill, please reach out to our customer service number, which is 253-856-5201, and they will be more than happy to help you through this process. We also looked at our November financial report. Short story, revenue is looking good. Expenses down, so we're on a pretty good projected. We probably assume the growth is going to begin to flatten out here pretty soon, but the November report is looking good. We also have a report on our insurance program. We are seeing more and more large claim. We do see some insured leaving the market, which mean the appetite for the remaining become limited, right? There's less to choose from, and they get more picky about who they want to kind of work with. Our settlements continue to go upwards like everybody else. The premium continue to go up. Worker comp continue to go up, and also cyber liability is continuing to go up. So pretty much I'm guessing like everything that's going on with insurance. We had a great presentation again from our race and equity team. We talked about our strategic plan. And there's a couple of things I want to read from our goal here. I'm going to read this if you allow me to. That talks about the focus and the plan goals. Number one, the city is committed to build an inclusive and well-informed community by working to improve communication above city service in a manner that is culturally relevant and equitable. The city is committed to providing culturally relevant service and information in multiple language. The city of Kent recruit and retain talent workforce that increasingly reflects of the community we serve across all positions, from the frontline staff, advisory board, and commission to executive leadership. The city of Kent will provide anti-racist and culturally relevant training, along with other topics that foster constructive communication and cross-cultural understanding for the city representative and the broader community. The city of Kent engage in relation building through ongoing dialogue, outreach, and inclusion, centered on racial equity and our approach. And this is from our Race and Equity Strategic Plan. This team is working really hard, got a lot of goals in place, and as they move forward, they will have metrics in place so we can measure how we move forward in this year. So great job to the team. I just want to share also that the police chief gave a report today as well too. Mainly, he just wanted to inform the council and then as well as the community. There have been some things that are going to be coming out, that may come out around the police, around training staff and personnel. So the chief, and these some of the things that happened in 2020. So he update the council on some of the issues that we may see coming out in the news media early on. I should say later on, I should say. I myself, I sit on PIC. I assumed the chair for my first meeting. It went relatively well for the first meeting. One thing we talked about, first we had a PIC 101 for people who was really new to PIC. We had quite a few members that was brand new to PIC, which was really good. First timer there. Our executive director did a good job of just going through the 101, what to expect, how to get involved, and make sure everybody have a voice. Even though we got 38 cities, we all have equal voice. So I thought that went extremely well. Our mayor also was there to share some of the things that she have learned since she's been on PIC and as well on the board as well too. One thing we did talk about is the Sca Legislative Agenda. So we moved that forward, and we'll be taking to the board meeting tomorrow, I think it is, to seek approval on that. Last thing is for our workshop today. We had a great presentation from our parks leader, and they're looking at doing a, well, they gave us information on a community park in the Panther Lake area. The funding is pretty much in place. This is going to be probably the first new park built in 2008. So it's a community park, not a neighborhood park. So I like what I saw with that. I think there's lots of opportunities, and this is in the early stage. So as they move forward, they'll be reaching out to the community and as well as getting their feedback and ideals as they move forward. So in a very, very early stage, but I would say outstanding presentation from the parks leadership team. That is all I have to share. I'm going to move to my left and ask Councilmember Scholl, anything you'd like to share, please.
Yes, thank you, Council President. I serve as the chair of the Human Services and Parks Committee, and we did something cool. There's something cool coming to Croissant Park. We approved the contract to this company to build a lunar, I want to make sure I use the right words, lunar lander. It's like this thing that lands on the moon, and the kids can climb up into it. Unfortunately, it's kid size and not for adults, but kids can climb in there. And then there's also going to be a control station away from that, and those two things will talk to each other. And so it's really exciting, and it looks like it will be a lot of fun. And then we also approved the use agreement and finance lease for Riverbend Golf Complex golf carts. And something cool about that is that half of the golf carts will be electric. We don't have the infrastructure right now to be able to have all electric, but still half of them are electric, so that's cool. And those funds to pay for that come from the golf course operating fund. And then we got an update on the facilities, where they're at and their upcoming work plan. One of the more memorable things that they've done recently is ensure that the city hall does not leak here out in the lobby. And then you may have noticed that they updated the signage over at the senior center. They're working on all the signage for the parks to make sure it's uniform and kind of up to our new design standards. And then I also serve on the Human Services Commission, and our meeting is on Thursday at 3, and it will be on Zoom, and the public is welcome to join that. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilmember Scholl. Councilmember Lamont.
Thank you, Council President. I serve on the King County Affordable Housing Committee and the Aging and Disabilities Advisory Council, and neither one has had a regular meeting yet this year. So I will have reports next month.
Thank you, Councilmember Lamont. Councilmember Troutner.
Thank you, Council President Boyce. I chair the Economic and Community Development Committee meeting, and we met on January 10th. Some really exciting things that were shared with us. The first was a report on downtown Kent business activity, and Kent Station is seeing the highest occupancy since they opened in the very beginning. So really great to hear during a time when some of our businesses are struggling. They also have a really cool Japanese variety store called Daiso that is coming soon. And then Multicare Indigo will open an urgent care center at Kent Station. We also heard from Gayla Haas, who is the Kent Downtown Partnership Director. They have a retail and gaming area that is coming to First Avenue that is called Game Castle. So pretty exciting concept. And then I know something Councilmember Larmer is very much looking forward to, but on Saturday, February 26th, from 4 to 8 p.m., on Meeker Street, they are having a nerd party, and it will have trivia, authors, artists, cosplay contest, and a Lego museum. More information is available at downtownkent.wa, but super exciting, something that you should put on your calendar if you are interested. We also had an update on build out of the Trusted Community Partner Network, and this network is being put together to help our small businesses coming out of COVID and give them the tools and the resources to help them be successful. And then we've also heard from the Kent Valley Food Entrepreneurship here at council. I think our last council meeting, we saw some results from the feasibility study, and all of this information is available online, and you can go back and watch our meeting if you'd like more information. I am happy to be the vice chair of the Regional Transit Committee this year. We have our first meeting tomorrow where we will talk about the 2022 work plan. So looking forward to that. And then lastly, I serve on the Puget Sound Regional Fire Authority Governance Board, along with Council President Boyce and Councilmember Thomas. And just a few things to report that's happening. We met at the first of the year. There are some new apparatus coming to the Puget Sound Fire Authority. They are also hiring. So we've got firefighters in training right now, but later this year they are looking to hire at least 30 new firefighters. And then we celebrated some of the accomplishments of the past year, and I just want to give a shout out to the RFA and Chief Tyerman for all their work putting together COVID testing and vaccine sites early on. We partnered with the city and King County. They were able to go into some of our nursing homes in the very beginning and vaccinate some of our most vulnerable people. And then also they've been working very hard to make sure our testing sites are up and running. So a lot of good work being done by the RFA, and I just want to give them some kudos. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Troutner, and I guess Councilmember Lumber, I guess it's okay to be a nerve, is what I'm hearing. So, okay, all right, just that's a compliment, I'm sure. Okay. All righty, we're gonna go to Councilmember Core. Anything you'd like to share with us?
Thank you. I sit on K4C, and we had a meeting on Friday. Mostly talked about tracking the bills that are making their way through the legislature right now, and keeping an eye on those bills. There were great discussions on some of the bills on where the cities are where the cities are at with those bills versus the county. So there was great feedback on some of them. I also serve as the chair for Puget Sound Clean Air Agency Advisory Council, and also serve on Domestic Violence Initiative Regional Task Force, and we'll be meeting next week. And Growth Management Planning Council has not had a meeting yet. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Core. Councilmember Fincher.
Thank you, Council President. Arts Commission. For Arts Commission, we have some upcoming performances this month. We have the International Guitar Night, February. We have the Mariachi Group and the Drifters performing. Tickets are on sale now. You can go to the Kent Spotlight Series website and get those. We also talked about the Kent Arts Plan, approved that and moved that on to the full council. And Kent Creates, the new theme that started for January, is Inspired by Greatness. So those are up. For KCD, King Conservation District, which I chair. We will not meet until next month, but a reminder to everyone that starting today through February 8th, voting is open. So we have that open, we have the supervisor seat. There are 4 people running for that seat, and you may vote on that. You go to kingcd.org to vote. Again, that's kingcd.org. Cast your vote before February 8th. And then the Mental Illness and Drug Dependency Advisory Committee will not until Thursday of next week. So I'll have a report next month. That is it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Fincher. And as Madam Mayor would say, if you look at the mayor and the council, this city is well represented, where we have people on board the region committee. So we thank you all for representing our citizens here in Kent. So thank you. We're going to move on to public hearing. We don't have a public hearing. We're going to move to item number 7, which is public comments. I'm going to read this here before we get started. The public comment period is your opportunity to speak to the council and the mayor on issues that relate to business or the city of the Kent or to the agenda item the council will consider at its meeting. Comments that do not relate to the business of the city of Kent are not permitted. Additionally, the state of Washington prohibits people from using this public comment period to support or oppose a ballot measure or candidate for office. If you wish to provide comments to the mayor and the council at this meeting, please contact the city clerk, which is usually 4 p.m. on the day of the meeting. Alrighty, so when I call you to speak during the meeting, please state your name, your city resident for the record, and you have up to 3 minutes to provide your comments. Please address all comments to the mayor and the council as a whole. The mayor and the council may not be in position to answer your question during the meeting. With that said, do we have anybody speaking tonight?
Thank you, Council President. I do have one person presenting virtually, and that is Dennis Higgins.
Well, we have former council member Dennis Higgins. He always told me he will come back, so former council member Higgins, nice to have you here, sir.
Thank you so much, Council President, and it's really nice to see you all. My name is Dennis Higgins. I am a resident of Kent, and if that starts my 3 minutes. Hello, my friends. This hurts so bad. We've worked so hard to build up our police department, and KPD has so many good people in it like Rob Scholl. Rob, thank you. Congratulations. You will be missed. To our police, this is why your conduct behind closed doors is so important. How you act in private will come out in public one way or another. We expect you to be our guardians, not soldiers. You are not at war with our community. You are part of our community, a very important part. God bless and protect the reformers and the whistleblowers in KPD. Thank you for standing up to the old destructive ways of American police culture. We, the citizens of Kent, who hired you, we demand our police department lead the way toward better policing. We must train guardians, not warriors. That is the only way to rebuild our trust. Trust, such a hard thing to earn, even harder to earn back. To be clear, I believe Derek Camerzell should have been terminated on day 1. If he chose to appeal, he should suffer in the court of public opinion. As a council member, I learned from myself, sometimes inside City Hall, the right thing to do seems obvious, and then something comes up from legal or elsewhere. Fair enough. Let's fix state law. Number 1, let's set police accountability and discipline standards in state law. Accountability should not be set by what can be won through city-by-city collective bargaining. Consistency and high standards should be uniform in every police department. Number 2, let's repeal the state law that gives police officers special appeal rights, allowing for delay, secrecy, and a lack of accountability. Private appeals to a secret arbitrator destroy public confidence. Public officers Police officers should have the same appeal rights as all other public employees. These reforms were recommended by former Seattle council member and former police officer Tim Burgess in an article in 2020. In Olympia right now, Senate Bill 5677 includes these reforms as reported in today's Kent Reporter. Let's urge our legislators to pass this bill. Derek Kammerzell, on many ride-alongs, I saw you do a lot of good work for our citizens. I don't think you're actually a Nazi, but you surely can see you made some stupid mistakes. The damage is done. Please do one last good thing for our city and for the department where you spent your career. To you, to the KPOA, I ask you, please do the right thing. Resign without protest today. Help the healing and rebuilding of trust begin today, right now in our police department. I do believe in redemption. I hope you will pursue healing, education, and peace, but our police department isn't the place for you to do that. Derek, reclaim some of your honor and let KPD get to work on re-earning the public trusts. Thank you.
Thank you, former council member Higgins. Kim, anyone else we have to speak?
I do not have anybody else signed up to speak.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we will move on to item number 8, which is the consent calendar. Have item A through I. Do we have a motion for the consent calendar?
Council President Boyce, I move to approve consent calendar items A through I.
Second.
Okay, have a motion and a quiet second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Let the record show unanimous pass. We'll move on to item number 9, other business. We don't have any. Item number 10, bids. We don't have any. Item 11, executive session. No executive session today. Item number 12, we are adjourned. Thank you.